Hello friends, how are you all? I hope you all are doing great. Okay, so in the previous lesson we learned about Manrega program. We are studying poverty alleviation program one by one. We studied this, then this, and now in this class we are going to study Deen Dayal Yojana, also called as DAY. Sorry, here it will also come Antyodaya, Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana. So Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, I will call it as DAY. So DAY with an aim of, it started with an aim of aim to uplift the urban poor folk by enhancing sustainable livelihood opportunity through skill development. So its area of focus was urban area, and the method used is skill enhancement or development. Keeping in view the objectives of Make in India, skill development is an essential for socio-economic betterment. Deen Dayal Yojana was launched under the Ministry of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation, also known as HUPA, Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation, which comes under Government of India. So Government of India has provisioned 500 crore for this scheme. Okay. This scheme is integration of the National Urban Livelihood Mission, which is NULM, and National Rural Livelihood Mission, that is NRLM. So NULM is renamed as Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, okay, or DAY NULM, also known as DAY NULM, and in Hindi it is pronounced as Rashtriya Sahari Ajivika Mission. Okay. Under this scheme, urban areas extends the coverage to all the 4,041 statutory cities and towns, thereby covering almost the entire urban population. Currently, all urban poverty alleviation programs covered only 790 towns and cities. So, talking about the mission of this DAY NULM Yojana, it was obviously to reduce the poverty. It's a basic mission, and to reduce the poverty and vulnerability of urban poor household by enabling them to access gainful self-employment and skilled wages employment opportunity, which are resulting in an appreciable improvement in their livelihood on a sustainable basis. Okay, through building a strong grassroots level. So the mission would also aim to provide the shelter equipped with essential services to the urban homeless in a phased manner. And the scheme also addresses the livelihood concern of the urban street vendors by facilitating with suitable space, institutional credit and social security to the urban street vendor for accessing emerging market opportunity. So it was these all 3 points which I tell you, it was the mission of DAY NULM. So now we will talk about components. What was the component of this program? So this scheme has two components, one for urban in India, one for urban, second for rural. Okay. And the urban one was, which I already told you, DAY LUNM, and it was implemented by HUPA, that is Ministry of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation. Similarly, for rural, it has been named as Deen Dayal Upadhyay Deen Dayal उपाध्याय ग्रामीण कौशल्य योजना. Okay, for the rural one it was named as this, and for urban we already know it was named as this, implemented by HUPA. Okay, and it was implemented by Ministry of Rural Development. Okay, so now we will see some main highlights of this scheme. So first one was employment through skill training and placement. Employment through skill training and placement. So an expenditure of rupees 15,000 per person, 15k per person is allowed on training of urban poor, which is 18,000 in Northeast and Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so this was the first point of component. Second was social mobilization and institutional development. So it will be done through formation of self-help group SHG for training members and hand-holding, and initial support of 10,000 is given for each group. Okay, now the third point is subsidy to urban poor. So our interest subsidy of 5 to 7% is for setting up individual micro enterprise with a loan up to 2 lakhs. Okay, and for the group industry with a loan limit up to 10 lakh. So these were just done to boost the sector, micro sector. The fourth point is shelter to urban homeless. It's basic, it's self-explanatory. And so these were the basic 4 highlights of this program. So now we will talk about the guiding principle. The guiding principles. So the core belief of the National Urban Livelihood Mission NULM is that the poor are entrepreneurial and have innate desire to come out of the poverty. The challenge is to unleash their capabilities to generate meaningful and sustainable livelihood. So NULM believes that any livelihood promotion program can be scaled up in a time-bound manner only if driven by poor and their institutions. And as per the Constitution 74th Amendment Act 1992, urban poverty alleviation is a legitimate function of ULB. ULB is urban local bodies. Therefore, ULBs would need to undertake a lead role for all the issues and program concerning the urban poor in cities, town, including skills and their livelihood. So the NULM would aim at universal coverage of the urban poor for skill development and credit facility. Also, they give more focus to the street vendors because they constitute an important segment of urban population, and street vending provide a source of self-employment and thus act as a measure of urban poverty alleviation without any major government intervention. And also NULM would aim at the partnership with the private and civil society in providing shelter, skill training, and also facilitating technological, marketing and hand-holding support for the urban poor entrepreneurs who want to be self-employed and set up their own small business or manufacturing unit. So now let's talk about monitoring of the scheme. Okay, so the ministry has developed an online web-based management information system, also known as MIS, Web Management Information System, for the purpose of monitoring real-time and regular progress of the scheme. So, and MIS was launched on 20th Jan 2000 15. And it also enables the stakeholders such as training providers, certification agencies, banks, resource organizations to feed required information directly, which can be accessed by urban local bodies, states and Ministry of HUPA for monitoring and other purposes. So now we talked about only urban part, so let's talk about some rural component also of this scheme. So in rural there was a universal social mobilization in which at least one movement member of each identified rural poor household is bought under self-help group network in a time-bound manner. Okay. Special emphasis is particularly on the vulnerable community such as manual scavengers, victim of human trafficking, particularly vulnerable tribal group PVTGs, and person with disabilities, PWDs, and bonded laborers. Second main feature was the participatory identification of poor or PIP. The inclusion of the target group under NRLM is determined by a well-defined, transparent and equitable process of participatory identification of poor at the level of all the community. So the third main feature was community funds as resources in perpetuity. So NLRM provides resolving fund RF and community investment fund CIF as resources in perpetuity to the institution of the poor to strengthen their institutional and financial management capacity and build their track record to attract mainstream bank finance. And the last and fourth feature is that livelihood. Basically NRLM focus on stabilizing and promoting existing livelihood portfolio of the poor through this three pillars. First was vulnerability reduction. Okay, second was generating employment. Third was nurturing self-employed and entrepreneurs. So let me discuss you with the last small concept. So NRLP has been designed as a subset of NRLM to create a proof of concept, build capacities of the centers and state, and create an enabling environment to facilitate all state and union territories to transit to the NRLM. And it would be implemented in 13 high poverty states, accounting for about 90% of the rural poor in country. Okay, so this was all for today's class. I hope you understood the topic. So thank you guys for watching.